Welcome to Daily Conversation. This is Mr. K.
This is Eric.
Yeah, today is the 18th of July 2021 and the time now is 6:15 a.m. Well, today our topic is lifestyle crypt and people tend to spend more when they earn more. Any experience, any strategies to deal with it? So before we get started, please click the like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel. All right, so here we go. Yeah, so for this term, lifestyle crypt, and then it is something like, for example, something which is regarded as quite an expensive things, and we can call them luxuries. And then maybe after we increase our salaries, we are able to earn more, and then um, yeah, maybe we will start to buy those expensive things, which previously maybe we wouldn't buy it, or we were not able to buy it. Yeah, so um, yeah, for this one, it is I think it's quite common when people earn more, and we will start to find that spending also increase at the same time. Yeah, so for this one, I think I try to list out the things that maybe can cause us to spend, and then they are firstly the car, second is house, number three is phone, number four is PC, number five is maybe is internet service, and number six is clothes. Yeah. All right. So, yeah, these are just some example, and then, um, yeah, it is. To me, I think people possibly spend money in these few things in the list. Maybe there are some others. It is different from people to people. And then, to me, I think if you find it is a problem, you don't wish to spend so much uh, at the same time when you earn more. And then I think, yeah, firstly, of course, we have the something like we can make a budget. Um, yeah, but for here, yeah, it is not easy to meet with the budget because sometimes when we have more uh, those core um, uh, yeah, I suddenly forgot the term. Uh, Something like this discretionary income, or yeah, I forgot the term. Yeah, it means that we have more savings, we have more money to spend. It's sometimes difficult to fit with the budget we made, and even when we were making the budget, yeah, maybe also we will um we will assign we will put more uh, in a particular spending. Let's say previously maybe grocery. You think let's say in a month, let's say 200 is enough. Yeah, maybe after you earn more, when you make the budget, you will also make a higher budget for grocery. Let's say 300 or 400. Yeah, it also occurs by the time we are making budget. So yeah, so for here, uh, talk about the strategies that I can think of. The first one is to find out the underlying motives. Yeah, I think this is from Atomic Habit, and then to find out why we what is the real thing we want? Let's say, like I said just now, let's say car. What is the real thing you want? Maybe you want uh, uh, a bigger car is because of what? Maybe is because of um, you want to be something like showing off or what? And then to find it out, maybe you want a safer car because maybe bigger is safer. So try to find out the underlying motives and then uh, to deal with it. Yep, and then for the next strategies, I think it could be also something in the atomic habit, which is the identity. Yeah, to find out which identity you want to be. Let's say also a terms we discussed before, the minimalist. Yeah, for this one, if you want to be a minimalist, so um, yeah, so you can try to uh, deal with this. Firstly, to have the identity mindset in your mind, and then also trying to uh, start it to do maybe from stopping some habit or forming some habit. Yeah, and then one the other identity is this comes from my younger brother, and uh, a month ago he told me that he want to buy the paper which is for the printer. We call them the A4 paper, and then which is for the company use. And then yeah, he told me that he want to buy, but he kind of wait and see whether they are cheaper price. Um, yeah, because previously he bought quite uh, quite cheap, and then for now he is waiting and is kind of going to running out. And then I told him that yeah, actually the difference of the price is not a lot, maybe just 1 ringgit per carton. I mean per packet. And then if you buy a box, maybe they are 5 or 6 packets in a box. So maybe the difference will be 5 or 6 ringgit. And then yeah, he told me that he want to be a wise consumer. So yeah, after that, I think yeah, maybe this is kind of identity. Uh, Even though the money that we save is not a lot, yeah, maybe this could affect our identity if we didn't uh, put in mind this kind of things. Yeah. So yeah. So the second strategies of mine is identity. And number three, I think, is to avoid impulsive buying. Yeah, for this one, I think it is also very difficult to deal with because impulsive buying means that we buy it because of um, uh, some impulsive emotion. Yeah, so for this one, I think we can try to um, increase some friction. Yeah, which is also the things we came across in Atomic Habit. Increase the friction so that it makes your buying more difficult. And I found that nowadays, buying things on Shopee or Lazada, which is those online shopping, is really becoming more and more becoming easier and easier. Yeah, and previously we need to, for example, for me, I use the wallet in those platforms. Let's say the Shopee wallet, Lazada wallet to buy things, because I can get the free delivery if I use their wallet. Yeah, and then Previously also, if I want to top up my wallet, yeah, I need to type in the card number and then to wait for the OTC number and then type in, yeah, something like that. But I found that nowadays they actually have a new function which is something like fast top up. Yeah, we can save the card number inside, and then we also don't have to wait for the OTC number. Yeah, uh, they uh, they can top up without having to type in the code. Yeah, you just click how much money you want to top up, and then yeah, just within seconds they can do it. So I think yeah, this is something make our purchase more convenient, but at the same time make it more difficult to deal with those impulsive buying because we can top up the money easier. Yeah, and then I think for this one, what we need to do is to go the opposite way, the opposite direction as the new function. We need to make them more difficult. Yeah, give in more friction for this one. So I think maybe a good way could be if you want to click in the app, yeah, uh, uh, you need to speak out what thing you want to buy, and you can only buy that thing. Yeah, so this is also a technique from the book, which is you can only switch on the TV when you can speak out, watch what TV program you want to watch. Yeah, and then for this one also maybe for me I could uh, type in the card number, which is the credit card number of my big pay card, and then because I top up my big pay card monthly, so kind of having a budget. So yeah, so I won't buy things which is uh, more than that. Yeah, so this is also some ways we can use. Yeah, because the money in the big pay card is limited. Yeah. So these are my sharings today.
And tell you a joke.
Mm,
Some people say they work 996 is because they don't have time to spend money.
don't
So
have
they
time
can
to send. Oh,
yeah don't have time to spend money because they need to work 996.
oh, okay.
Yeah. So that means their saving will increase. The time you talk about the lifestyle creep
Mm,
and yeah, many people when their income increase, spending also increase.
yeah.
Do you have the same problem?
For me, actually, I think I buy more things. Yeah, it's not necessarily I buy more expensive like phone. I still buy uh those with my budget, the same one. Yeah,
Yeah.
I still spend more, buy more things.
Mm.
Mm, yeah.
So in money management, actually, there is one formula which is you have to ensure your income more than your expenses. And if your income increase and then your expenses increase, yeah, I can okay, you can do a mathematical question and it's
Mm,
very easy. Let's say initially your income let's say 4,000,
yeah.
and spending is 2,000. So what's the saving rate?
50%.
Yeah, 50% because you spend
Half of
2,000
it.
and then you save 2,000. So let's say now your income from 4,000 increase to 8,000,
Yeah.
and then your uh your spending increased from 2,000 to, let's say, 6,000. Okay, and then so you can only save 2,000 also. So what is the saving rate?
Yeah, this one
25%.
oh, okay.
Yeah. So, but is it a problem?
It won't cause problem, but it is not something we want, right?
Mm.
Hmm.
Yeah. So in money management, actually, when your income increase and your saving rate probably will drop because if you pursue a high lifestyle. But if you can if you can ensure your saving actually to increase. So let's say for the case you earn 8,000 and then
Yeah.
now you don't spend 6,000, you spend 5,000. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, you spend 5,000. So you save 3,000.
Yeah.
So the saving rate still decreased from 50% reduced to 37.5%. But you actually your saving is increased 50%, will increase 50% every month. So yeah, so what I want to say is your saving per month actually increased 50%.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, this actually what we're trying to get. Yeah, we want to increase our saving. Actually, we don't need to concern about the saving rate. We just need to concern about how much we save. But this is another problem, which is if you go for retirement, and then if you apply something called the 5-year formula, let's say you use the you use the spending by divided by 4%. So let's say initially your spending is 2,000 only. So 4%. So divided by 4%, and then you times 12 months. So that means you need 600K to retire in order to keep your spending 2,000 per month. So let's say if you have 600K,
Yeah.
and then you can earn 4% every year from your 600K. So the interest income, or actually the dividend income, can support your living cost. Yeah, we can't exclude the inflation rate over time. And but now your expenses increase from 2,000 to 5,000. Yeah, even though your income increased.
Yeah.
Even though your income increased, but your spending also increased. So now you spend 5,000. So how much money you need to retire in order to keep 5,000 spending per month? You need 1.5 million.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there are also some problem, like you said, you don't want your you don't want your expenses increase. Yeah. But
Yeah.
you need to ask yourself first, is this actually the problem even though the expenses increase?
Oh, they mean that is because the income level isn't high enough, and the spending is something like not very high.
No, I mean still the same example, which is your income increased from 4,000 to 8,000, and then your spending increased from 2,000 to 5,000.
Yeah.
Yeah. But is this a problem? So actually, yeah. So to answer this question, you need to know why you want to save money, why you want to earn so much income, why you're pursuing. If you want to pursuing a higher level of lifestyle to become more happier.
Mm.
Yeah. So this is something that's aligned with your pursuing.
Yeah.
So you want to save a lot of money, and then you only can enjoy, and maybe you couldn't enjoy. You only can enjoy when you are old, and maybe at that time you got a lot of children. You need to give the money. So the question here is why you want to earn so much money and why you want to reduce the spending. There must be a reason.
Yeah.
And here we actually talk about the lifestyle, and your lifestyle expenses increase, but how much you spend on lifestyle? For example, previously every month you spend like 10% of the income, and then now you actually spend more. Okay, let's put in the number and see what's going on. Okay, let's say initially you earn 4,000, and then you spend like 200 on entertainment. Okay, so this is 5%. So let's say now your income increased from 4,000 to 4,500.
Okay.
And then you increase your entertainment from 200 to 300. Yeah, and the percentage to your income, which is the entertainment expenses to income, actually increased from 5% to 7%. Yeah, and then your spending on entertainment from 200 increased to 300, which is 50%.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you may think, wow, I earned additional 500, and which is my salary just increased 500.
8%. Yeah.
Also, yeah, or equivalent 8%. And then my entertainment expenses actually increased 50%. So you may wonder this problem. So is it 8%? Actually not.
Yeah, it's not 5.
It's 13%.
Yeah, more than that.
Yeah, your income from 4,000 increased to 4,500, and it is 13%. Yeah, but your entertainment expenses increased from 200 to 300, it is 50%.
Yeah.
So this is a problem. Yeah, you spend more, but you earn more also.
Yeah.
Now initially, without your entertainment expenses, you have 3,800 to allocate to your other expenses, and then now you earn 4,500, but now you have 4,200 to allocate other expenses.
Yeah, more.
Yeah. So you need to understand what you're trying to save and why you want to save. This is not something like you try to blindly save the amount.
Yeah.
You know the reason you save the money. For example, you want to retire earlier, so you did some calculation. Yeah, if I save this money, and if I keep the spending, and then I can compound the money, compound the returns, and then after 10 years, after 20 years, it could give me an X amount, and then I can use the X amount to do something.
Yeah.
Yeah. And but many people actually, the problem for many people, it's not actually the entertainment increase under the control. So the expenses, especially the entertainment expenses, increase out of their control. Yeah, and this is something like actually their lack of the awareness, and they don't have a budget. So the strategies here actually is you just need to maintain the budget. You need to track your expenses. You need to review your actual expenses, your actual income, your actual savings over time, and then you need to keep thinking, yeah, why you want to save the money and what you actually want to achieve. And if you ask many people, if you ask people this the question, which is, yeah, what would you do if you have 10K?
Yeah.
If you have 10K, and what will you do? And then what they're going to tell you, yeah, I'll use the 10K to take my family and go for trips, go traveling, do something like that. And you ask another question, yeah, what if you have like 20K, 80K, 100K, 1 million, what will you do? Their answer is actually they want to spend the money.
Yeah.
And but if you ask me, what would I do if I have 10K? I already have 10K. I do nothing. If I have like 20K, what I will do? I'll do nothing. If I have 100K, what I will do? I'll do nothing. I'll still keep investment. I'll still keep my money in the investment funds to grow my money. Yeah, if you ask me, what would I do if I have 1 million, or if I have 2 million, I have 10 million? Yeah, maybe I will still remain my lifestyle. Maybe I'll still remain maybe I'll still work for my company. I won't like quit my job. But definitely I'll spend more time. I'll spend more time with my family, with my partner, because I don't need to earn the money for living. It's just something enrich my life. So I don't work I don't work for money. And the job I work is because I like the job. I like to do something like this. I enjoy the job. So I still continue do the job. Yeah. So it actually give you more options and give you the freedom. Yeah. So this is actually what I want to achieve and what I pursue. So I'm not going to like use the money to buy something. Yeah, maybe I will still buy something to increase my living standards. Yeah, to live better. And then buy something to my family, to my partner. Yeah, but it's actually the spending. You still need to do the calculation. The spending should lower. Should definitely
still under
lower.
budget, right?
Yeah, still under budget, and also still lower the annual returns rate you can generate. Yeah, and this is the average annual returns. For example, maybe this year you can earn 8%, but you need to think, yeah, because this is a bull market. What if in a bear market? Maybe you just can earn 2% or 1%. So you need to keep your spending average like 2% or 1%. Or maybe you can increase a little bit 3%, but you couldn't spend 8%. You couldn't spend 6%, 7%, because if next year turns to a bad year, you spend all your income, and then the market drops. And then what you're going to do? You still need to spend money.
Yeah.
And if you look at this about the base happiness level, if people win a lottery and after some months, no matter what they do, their base happiness level will come back. Yeah, will go back to a base level.
Yeah.
So no matter they well manage the money, they use the money to do investment, to buy property, or just save the money, or maybe they spend the money. They spend all the money they win from the lottery. Yeah, no matter what, their happiness level after some time will come back to the base level. So by all of this study, you can actually found that you need to know why you want to spend the money. Just that easy. Because eventually what you spend, what the pleasure you get, also your happiness level will still come back to the base level. So why you still want to spend so much money on like the entertainment? Yeah, it's the spending actually can contribute your base happiness level. So it means it can increase your base happiness level over time. If you use the money, let's say, use the money to buy some product, buy some luxury goods, they increase your base happiness level. Yeah, but if you use the same money to join some events, maybe go traveling or do something, maybe your best base happiness level increase over time. It is different from people to people.
Yeah.
So by using this kind of perspective to think how to spend your money wisely and smart, you need to look from the happiness perspective.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, if you ask me, will I increase my spending if my income increase? Yes, yeah, my spending actually did increase because now I live in Singapore. My spending still increased. But my saving actually increased more than that. I can save more than I can save more than in the past, and then I also know that by doing this, actually, it will actually speed up my plan. So that means I can like achieve my plans more quickly. Yeah, so that's okay. Although I still try ways to cut my spending.
Yeah.
For example, now I cook in my home, and we seldom eat outside. But actually now, we eat outside once or twice every month. Yeah, because I found that my food budget sometimes, not sometimes, most of the times can lower. Can be low 100 Sing dollar per month. So sometimes, let's say it's 70, sometimes 80. So because my expectation is 100 food budget per month, so the additional $10, additional $20 won't contribute your happiness so much. And why not use because you already below your budget. And let's say for example this month you only spend 70, and your expectation is 100. Maybe you can take out 20, maybe you can take out 10, and then to go out, eat, and try something you want to try. Yeah, and the net you still save additional 10, you still save additional 20. You didn't spend all of them. Yeah, and it's okay.
Yeah.
So what I mean here, you don't need to keep your entertainment costs as low as possible. Yeah, even though I try to do that, but you don't have to do that. And most of people don't need to do that. And just now you talk about like the car, like the house, like the clothes. Yeah, this is also it's also the same thing. Why you want to buy the clothes? Why you want to buy the car? Why you want to spend that money?
Yeah.
So this is also, you need to find out the reason behind the spending.
Yeah.
Yeah. And okay, I want to tell you a story, which is about the car I bought. And you know, I actually bought the manual car in the past instead of the auto car,
Yeah.
gear car. And by doing that, I'm able to save 10K, 10K over time.
Yeah.
Because the car price is the car price for the same model. Manual is, if I'm not wrong, is 26 or something, 26 or 25, like that. And the auto gear car is actually 10,000 more expensive than the manual car. So I managed to save 10K
Yeah.
if I buy the manual car. And then after I bought the car, and I don't have any bad feeling. I feel very happy because I think I do because I think I did the I made a good decision. Only after I came to Singapore, and then because nobody using the car,
Yeah.
and my mother don't drive the car, and I start to think, whether it would be a bad decision actually. Because I buy the car, and then I didn't use the car, and nobody used the car, and it just sit there. And start from I think it's 3 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago or 2 weeks ago, and my mother tell me the pandemic in Malaysia become serious,
Worse. Yeah.
become very serious, and then now and government didn't did their job great, so so the public, the people in the country suffer a lot. And then she already she already couldn't work for 1 month, so she uh she didn't earn any income for 1 month. Yeah. And now I still don't know, because when she tell me is, I think it's 1st of July, something like that. So she actually talking about the whole June 2021. We didn't earn anything.
Yeah.
And then she also told me that after after the MCO, she actually plans to learn how to drive a manual car.
Yeah.
And then she want to go to the car learning center. And then to learn how to drive a manual car. And then I say great. Yeah, I say great. So she in the past, she actually is a person refused, and then kind of like try to convince me don't buy manual car and then buy automobile car because of the convenience or because of some other reason. Yeah. But she failed to do that. And then now she actually plans to learn how to drive a manual car. And why? Because you lose your income source. And then if try to imagine when you lose your income source, and then you need to you have high commitments, or you need to spend a lot. Maybe you need to pay the rental, even though you cut your entertainment costs, you need to pay the rental.
Yeah.
You need to pay the car installment. Maybe you also need to pay like the house installment or some other expenses, and then the utility. And then how are you going to pay the expenses if you don't have any income? And then what you can do is actually you save money, you save more money, so you can prevent the similar event 5 years later, 10 years later. Yeah. So my experience is actually I save money. Initially, I don't know why I want to save the money. And then, but after some time, when I need when I need to use the money, let's say for the first time, I need the money to study a course.
Yeah.
Yeah, to study a course, and then I found that my money is just enough to cover the course fee. Yeah, and after I pay the course fee, I still have a few thousand. I still have few thousand savings. Yeah, so if let's say you don't have enough savings, then you couldn't go for something you want to go. And also the time I want to buy my house, I want to pay the installment. Sorry, I want to pay the down payment. And then I also found that I don't have enough money. Yeah, I don't have enough money. So I need to like see. And my mother take out like 10K from the insurance fund, because the insurance plans links the investment links some investment plan, so she are able to withdraw some money. And then she withdraw 1K. She withdraw 10K.
Yep.
Yeah, and then so the rest I pay I pay the down payment, and then I pay the lawyer fee. And then I prepare for the monthly installment, because at that time I still studying in college, and I need to prepare money to pay the installment every month, because at that time I don't have any income source, so I need to use my saving to pay the installment first. Yeah, and try to imagine if I don't have any saving, or if actually I don't save that hard. Yeah, I buy expensive smartphones, and also I actually didn't change my smartphones for 5 years in the past. So if let's say at that time I change my smartphones every year or every 2 years, and then add up together, the expenses may increase like 2,000 or 3,000. My saving will reduce 2,000 or 3,000.
Yeah.
And then it will be additional burden to me if I want to buy the house. Yeah, I need to fund the money.
Right.
And then also, when the time I decided to come to Singapore, yeah, and I also found that I don't have enough money actually, and my money is just enough to cover. It's just enough to cover the backup. Yeah, the backup for me come to Singapore to work, to pay the rental, the rental deposit, the first month rental, and then to prepare for the first month like living cost. Yeah, of course I prepare more than that, but I also found that actually after I take out the money in my bank account, still left a few thousand Malaysian ringgit.
Yeah.
So if let's say if I didn't buy the car, if I didn't buy the manual car, I buy the auto gear car, am I able to come in Singapore to work? Probably not, because I don't have enough money. And also during the times, because you are not decided come Singapore to work in one day and make the decision and take the action in the next day. You will keep doing the calculation. You will keep like asking yourself whether it is a good decision and whether it is a perceivable choice. Yeah, you have enough money to do that. If you don't have enough money to do that, you won't find a job. You won't go for interview in Singapore.
Yeah.
So the money you have is actually provide you wider range of options. So you have the money, you have the choice.
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah, so this is what I found, and this is my experience. Yeah, so even though people yeah cheer for my story, and but they couldn't take in action, because this is not their experience, this is my experience. And
Mm.
even though you share, and then you like learn the experience from me, but you actually didn't learn anything.
Yeah.
This is just my experience. You you don't have the strong feeling. You
Mm.
don't have a feeling like, wow, if I didn't save the money, and then uh what my life would be.
Mm.
Yeah. And also, if you keep spending the money and you have no chance to experience this, because you couldn't see the potential, you don't have potential, you don't know what is the option you can choose if you save the money.
Mm.
Yeah. So maybe people know you don't have money, so they don't come to you. If there is
Yeah.
an investment opportunity, they don't come to you. They won't discuss with you. Or maybe inside your mind, you won't like try to find out uh, how how to use the money wisely, something like that. So there are a lot of factors here. Mm. So if you don't save the money, if you keep spending, and then you definitely will lose some options in future. We just don't know what is the opportunity cost of the options.
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah, and also last thing, this is a strategy to save money, and not only about save your entertainment cost, because the entertainment cost actually is just take little part, it just take part of your income. It didn't take a lot.
Mm.
And most of the money, most of the expenses actually are like the rental cost, house installments, car installments,
Yeah.
maybe student loan, all that. Yeah, and also some like the utilities and the internet plans.
Mm.
So you need to find that how to cut your expenses. Yeah, you need to find how to cut your expenses. It's not only control the expenses in the lifestyle, because what's your goal? Your goal is actually want to increase your saving. Your goal is actually not want to cut the lifestyle. Yeah,
Yeah.
so you need to know your goal, your purpose. Your purpose is actually want to save more money, and not to cut the lifestyle. If you can maintain your lifestyle and you can save more money, and that's great. That's wonderful.
Mm.
Mm.
Yeah.
So first thing you need to find out, yeah, which part I can save the money, which expenses I can cut. For example, learn rental cost, house installments, yeah, and then car, whether you should buy a car or something like that. And also like food budget, you can cook by yourself. It can save a lot of money. Yeah. So, and also like the internet plans, the utility plans, you can choose, you can try to find
A cheaper one.
cheaper ones. Yeah, and also maybe 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 you subscribe a lower budget internet plan.
Mm.
Yeah. So this is something that you can do. Mm.
Yeah.
And also you can try to increase your income. Try to find some way to increase your income instead of cut your lifestyle. If your lifestyle cost, if your entertainment cost already low,
Yeah.
yeah, and those people who have high entertainment expenses is not because normally it's not because they earn more. Yeah, and for those people actually they don't have the awareness, and they already spend a lot on the luxury goods to buy the smartphones, even though they only earns like 2,000 ringgit, 3,000 ringgit per month. Yeah. So they actually already have the lifestyle. They already have the urge to spend the money. And what limit them is actually their income level limit them. So when their income level increase, their spending definitely will increase because the limit the limit becomes higher, the ceiling becomes higher.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's not the income problem. It's actually your awareness. It's actually the problem on you, the money management. Yeah. So it's not about the income. Yeah. So your income increase is a good thing.
Yeah.
But if you don't know how to manage the money, yeah, then you'll spend more. Just like another example, if let's say I give you 1 million, how do you do how do you take care the 1 million and grow the money through the investment? If you don't have any knowledge, if you don't have any experience in investment, you will just lose money
Yeah.
because your ability is not there. You don't have the ability to control the money. You don't have the ability to grow the money. Yeah. So for other for the same analogy here, which is if you don't have the ability to manage your money, your income level increase, your spending definitely will increase. And what you need to focus on is not about is you not focus about how to cut like spending and all that. Yeah, and actually what you need to know is you need to manage your money well. And you need to think deeply the question I mentioned just now. And then you also, yeah, of course, you need to find some way to cut your expenses. And this is, they require work hard and it takes time. And also, sometimes it required communication. And one of my friends actually, when he earned 3,000, she need to pay 1,000 to his family.
Oh.
Yeah. So let's say he earned 3,000, and then after deduct the uh the EPF, and then he only left around 2,600 net salary, and then he need to give 1,000 to their family because their parents asked for.
Wow.
So he just left 1,500. And then she can buy and then she can buy he can buy the latest smartphone. Yeah, around 1,500.
Wow.
And I asked him why you want to buy the phone, and then he said, yeah, because lifestyle is also important. If you earn money, you don't know how to spend money. What's the point you want to earn money? When you earn money,
Oh.
you need to reward yourself. Yeah, and this is just 1 month of my salary and all that. Yeah, and yeah, I agree. Yeah, this is his choice. And but the problem is actually the 1,000. Yeah, the problem is not about the lifestyle. The problem is the problem is 1,000. If you don't have that ability, because you know you need to do the investment and you need to save the money, you need to like grow your money.
Yeah.
So how to cut the 1,000 quote unquote expenses? Yeah, how to reduce the expenses? Let's say reduce from 1,000 to 200 or to 300. So you have additional 700 to do investments, to maybe to study a course, and then so that you can improve yourself, so you can earn more money. Yeah, you need to communicate with your parents, and it's not likely you can convince them within a few minutes, within a few days. It requires some time. So
Yeah.
it requires hard work. It requires time. It takes time. You need to communicate. Yeah, and you need to think. You also need to think how to tell them, how to convince them. Yeah. So if you kind of wider the money management topic, is actually can link to every way. And also how do you convince your girlfriends? How do you convince your partner don't spend money?
Yeah.
Yeah, I won't give you that much money to spend. Yeah, and when you eat and when you guys eat out, how can you convince them? How can you or not convince them? Convince her. Yeah, if you need to convince them, then you need to cut your girlfriend to one person. There's a
Yeah.
there's a faster way to reduce your expenses. Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and how do you convince her? And you can go for restaurants, but you won't go to an expensive restaurant. Maybe
Mm.
you go to the hawker center, and
Yep.
you can order more food, and you can eat more food. You can eat more delicious food with a
Mm.
cheaper price and all that. And also, if she asks you to buy something for her, how do you convince her? How do you communicate with her? Yeah, all these take time. All these require hard work.
Yeah.
Nothing is easy.
And also for some people who have the friend circles also will face the problem, right?
Mm, yeah,
Mm.
yeah, and also uh just my case. I want to buy the manual car, and then my family and also my relative,
Yeah.
yeah, all refuse me to do that. Yeah, or try to convince me they are right. Mm, but the time will tell. When everyone in the when the economy in the recessions and everyone need the money, and they will know actually the money they spent in the past means that their saving reduced right now. And
Mm.
also it also means that the lesser options, the lesser potential they can achieve, they can get in future.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so this is my sharing for today.
Mm. Yeah. So let me
Come on.
make some conclusion. Yeah.
Mm,
Yeah. Summary. Yeah. Summary. And then yeah. Firstly, is I think it's very important, which is to know you're pursuing. Yeah. For me right now, I think I'm still in a state that I, like I said, blindly save the money for no purpose, don't know what to do. And then the second is a way to deal with this problem is to keep a budget and then keep our spending to the budget. And then number three is it is to spend wisely. And then yeah, to think whether spending will increase our happiness level, the base happiness level in the long term. And number four is money management.
yeah. Uh,
Yeah.
one one additional point
Um,
to the one is, yeah. At the same time, you can you can have two perspectives to think. The first
okay.
is whether you spend the money or whether the spending will increase your base happiness level in long term. Yeah.
Hmm.
So this means actually there are two implications.
Okay.
The first is you spend in the money and then you can increase your base happiness level in long term. You can go for it. The second implication is actually if you don't spend the money, it will reduce your base happiness level in long term. Then you
Yeah.
don't spend the money. Yeah. So
No
there are
need to do it,
two.
right?
Yeah. So there are two implications here.
Mm. Yeah.
Mm.
All right. And then yeah, the last one is money management.
Mm.
Yep.
Yeah, and also money management is a big topic, and it can link to every aspect in your life, and it requires hard work, and it takes time. It requires
Mm.
you to do the hardest thing, communicate with your family, convince other people, or maybe you don't convince other people, you s- uh you stay being yourself. You do something that you think is right, you think is correct.
Mm.
Mm.
Yep.
For example, people tell you to buy the house. and you say, I don't want to buy the house because I know in future the house probably will go down.
Mm.
Maybe people tell you buy the luxury car, or at least buy a basic car. Let's say like Toyota, Camry,
Yeah.
and also like the Vios, or maybe some Honda City, all that. And then they'll say, yeah, you need a car. You need to use the car for 10 years, for 20 years. So you need to buy a better car. If you buy the cheap car, and then it will go with you, the car will go with you. If you buy the cheap car, and then sorry, let me rephrase. If you buy the cheap car and you need to use the car for 10 years, for 20 years, and you probably won't. So you will sell the car within like 5 years, within 7 years. So actually at the end, it's worthless. Yeah. So it's not a good decision to buy the cheap car. So better buy the basic car, or the car is more expensive one.
Mm.
Yeah. So but how do you know I want use a car? I will use a cheap car for 10 years, for 20 years, right?
Mm. Yep.
And also, as we can like forecast in future, all the car will be kind of like
Rent out.
will be like out of market of the will be out of the market. And then what the future's car look like? Full self-driving, and then self-driving car,
Mm.
and then the electric car, the EV. Nobody will pump in the petrol in their car. Future. Yeah. And then with the full self-driving, with the AI, you can rent the car. You don't need to buy the car.
Yeah.
So some people use their past experience to tell you need to use the car 10 years, 20 years. But is that true? You need to think.
Mm. Yep.
And also about the house. They tell you to buy the house because if you don't buy the house will keep increasing. Okay. So yeah, the conclusion for the last point here is you really need to know why you want to spend the money.
Mm.
And it requires hard work to do that. Okay. Anything else?
No.
Okay. So that's all for my that's all for our that's all for our today conversation. How do you feel? Did you enjoy the conversations? Please tell us what you think of our conversation. And we are not native speakers. If you found any vocabulary mistake that we made, please also comment to let us know, because we want to learn more and improve ourselves. Remember to like and subscribe to us. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.